Hello, everybody. This is Mason, and welcome back to Mason Zero ASMR. Today, I'm going to be showing you what I drafted for Modern Masters 3, or Modern Masters 2017, at Friday Night Magic the other day. I did absolutely terrible. It was an 18-person tournament. There were 2 draft pods, and I thought I drafted a pretty decent deck. But then, when I played the games, we did 4 rounds, and I lost every single one of them. Within that, I only won 3 of my games in those matches, so it did not go well. But I will share my deck with you guys anyways, and you can let me know what you think, and maybe anything that I should have done a bit differently. But maybe it's just my playstyle. So we'll start off with the lands. I did manage to get a good hit in my 3rd pack that I opened, which was good because it was the colors that I was drafting, which was a Marsh Flats. So, Marsh Flats is the white-black fetch land, and it's about a $20 card right now. So it's a decent pull, but still, the draft was $40. So this only got me halfway there. Got 2 Shimmering Grotto for some mana fixing. I ended up drafting 3 colors. I did black and white and red. So, a little fixing there, as well as an Orzhov and a Boros Guildgate. And then a bunch of basics. I believe I had 17 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's right, I had a Signet. So I cut down 1 land since my curve was pretty low anyways. So for my 1-drops, I only had 1, and it was Death Shadow, which was my pack 1, pick 1. It's only a $5 card, but it is a good card, and it's a very popular deck in Modern right now, so I imagine that I can trade it away pretty easily. Death Shadow is 1 mana for a 13/13 creature that gets -X/-X, where X is your life total. The only problem that I had with this was that I have some cards that have some life gain, and so sometimes I couldn't really play my Death Shadow, but I was also afraid of my life total being too low anyways. But when I could get it to stick, it was pretty impactful, which was nice. For my 2-drops, we have Rakdos Signet, of course. Filters a mana into black and red. Have Mog Flunkies, which I think this was the only foil that I got. 2 mana for a 3/3 Goblin. It can't attack or block alone, which usually I had another creature out because I built an aggro deck. Madcap Skills. 1 on a red for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. The enchanted creature gets +3/+0 and has menace. Definitely a high impact card, makes the creature very evasive and very strong. Spike Jester. A black and a red for a 3/1 with haste. This did some work. Slamming this on turn 2 was almost always very beneficial. Turbinate, I only drew it in like 1 of my games, but it's black and red for an instant. Just to retire a creature that can't be regenerated. Good card. Partially picked it for the value, but also I was in those colors. It definitely helped me go into those colors. A little stronger though. Sunhome Guildmage performed very well for me. It was a great mana sink. It's a red and a white for a 2/2 creature. You can pay 3, and creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. You can pay 4 and create a 1/1 red and white soldier creature token with haste. In a game that I eventually lost, this guy helped me hang on because I was able to create 2 chump blockers each turn. But unfortunately, it was not enough. Youthful Knight, 1 and a white for a 2/1 first strike. So, just a cheap, efficient creature. Moving on to the 3-drops. Have Cower in Fear, which was a card that I sideboarded in and out pretty frequently. It's 1 black for an instant. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. We have 2 copies of Sky Knight Legionnaire, which also did quite a bit of work. It's 1 a red and a white for a 2/2 flying haste creature. So, ended up being very effective. Flying haste is a lot of fun. Augur Spree, 1 a black and a red for an instant. Target creature gets +4/-4 until end of turn. Ended up using this as removal, I think more times than a pump spell, just because I didn't draw it when I had very many big creatures. Ideally, I wanted to use this on Death Shadow or something, but that didn't happen. Gift of Orzhova, 1 and hybrid black-white. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. It has flying and lifelink. This card helped me stabilize quite a bit, although it was funny when I put it on my Death Shadow at one point, and then it immediately died after I gained the life. But it was worth it, I think. Cathari Bomber, 1 a black and a red for a 2/2 creature, bird shaman with flying and unearth. When it deals combat damage to a player, create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens and sacrifice Cathari Bomber. So ended up doing some decent work. Falconwrath Noble, 3 and a black for a 2/2 creature with flying. Whenever Falconwrath Noble or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's on the 4-drops. Robobelt Maka. It is a 4-drop, but I considered it to be a 1-drop because I was always using it for its Blood Rush ability to pay a red and discard it to give an attacking creature +3/+3 until end of turn. Otherwise, it's just a 3/3 for 4. Traitorous Instinct was probably one of my best performing cards. It's 4 mana for a sorcery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. Until end of turn, it gets +2/+0 and gains haste. Nothing like stealing your opponent's big dude and making it bigger. Battle Rattle Shaman, 4 mana for a 2/2 creature, Goblin Shaman. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target creature get +2/+0 until end of turn. Also pretty effective. Entomber Exarch, 2 and 2 black for a 2/2 creature, cleric. When Entomber Exarch enters the battlefield, choose 1. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand, or target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-creature card from it. That player discards that card. Quite useful. Torrent of Souls was another high-performing card. It's 4 and a hybrid black-red for a sorcery. Return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield if black was spent to cast Torrent of Souls. Creatures target player controls get +2/+0 and gain haste until end of turn if red was spent to cast Torrent of Souls. Do both if black and red was spent. Nothing like returning a nicely sized creature to the battlefield and buffing your entire team. Agent of Masks. 3 a white and a black for a 2/3 human advisor. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. Obsidat Ghost Council. A 5/5 legendary creature, Spirit Advisor. When Obsidat Ghost Council enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile Obsidat. If you do, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of your next upkeep. It gains haste. Thunderous Wrath. 6 mana for an instant, with Miracle for 1 red. Thunderous Wrath deals 5 damage to target creature or player. Had a great combo with that with this next card, which is the last card that I played. Wart the Raid Mother. It's 4 and 2 hybrid red-green for a 3/3 legendary creature, Goblin Shaman. When Wart the Raid Mother enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 red and green Goblin Warrior creature tokens. Each red and green instant or sorcery spell you cast has Conspire. So you can tap 2 creatures with a color that it shares with that instant or sorcery, and you may copy the spell. So at one point, I did Miracle Thunderous Wrath and get to copy it. So that was a very nice turn of events. So that was the deck that I built. Let me know if there's anything I could have done better. Other cards that I drafted that I had for my sideboard were Corpse Connoisseur, which I had for a while in there, but there really weren't any good targets for things I wanted to put into my graveyard. Gideon's Lawkeeper ended up not really needing it most games. Carnage Gladiator I had for a while. I never played it, but I think I opted to put some removal in instead. Molten Rain, in retrospect, probably would have screwed over some of my opponents, because everyone was playing at least 3 colors, but I just didn't find a place for it. Pitfall Trap just wasn't very good, and then Night Terrors also was kind of suboptimal, and I didn't really care. Other cards that I got in the draft: Compulsive Research, Is It Guildgate, Agony Warp, Grasp of Phantoms, Gruul Guildgate, and then for more valuable cards, or rares and stuff, I got Spell Pierce, Serum Visions, and then Pyromancer Ascension, Ether Mage's Touch, and Primal Command, none of which are really worth anything, but they were notable rares, and then common and uncommon that are worth at least $1. Didn't really need the Serum Visions because I already have a full set of it, but maybe I can put it into the cube or something, I don't know. So anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry I don't have any prize packs to open, but like I said, I got dead last. Not dead last, I got 17th place. One person did worse than me somehow. But it was still a fun and enjoyable draft. This set is super fun, and the archetypes come together pretty dang well. So if you haven't drafted this and you get an opportunity to, I would definitely consider it, even though it is a $40 draft. You can open some pretty cool stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Good night.